Hi everyone, this is Dr. Teresa Dale. It's so nice to be with you today. We're on Natural Health Radio. This is your health freedom source. We are here to offer you empowerment, to offer you health information, and we want to help you to have the happiest, best life possible. Thank you for coming in today. I can see you filing in, and God, I wish I could talk with you and get some questions. And but what you need to do is to Facebook me or email me your questions, and then I will get back with you next week on this show, and I will give you those answers. We have a lot of air going on in the studio today, as you can see. We're very sports active here. So doing this live is always very nice to communicate with you and to get your questions, so you can just ask me a question right now and I could see it come through on Facebook Live. Okay, anything about health. I want to start off by telling you a little bit about radiation toxicity, and that the Fukushima plant is testing the waters, ocean waters now, to see if it's okay to dump more radiation, see if it's okay. And guess what? They found it's not okay. So we need to understand that the nuclear radiation from Chernobyl is affecting the fish. It's affecting the toxicity of our oceans and anything that lives there. So I want to make sure to give you that latest information so that you can help yourself and others. Don't forget, share this Facebook Live, and then we can help a lot more people. So radiation is key. Now, if you're interested in detoxifying radiation from your body, from your mind, from the brain, I have a homeopathic radiation formula. It's called appropriately Radiation X, okay? And it comes either individually in one formula, or you can get it in a kit, radiation kit, which includes homeopathic Radiation X, bioiodine, and it also includes lymph detox, because you want to move the lymph to get the radiation out of your body. And Daryl, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good. You're getting the fan low, so my hair doesn't blow all over right now.
I'm getting a workout.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
He's getting a workup. He's climbing out the wall right now. So Daryl is here, climbing up the wall as usual. Got the lights on. We're all set to go. And again, this is Natural Health Radio, Dr. Teresa Dale, and I just shared a little bit of information for you. Radiation is so very important as well when you've had chemotherapy, or and you're also had radiation treatment with that. So the Radiation X detoxifies that, takes that out of your body. The lymph detox helps it move through the lymph. And if you don't want to take the lymph detox, another way to do this, that's homeopathic as well, and very easy, a few drops in your mouth. But in addition to that, get a little trampoline, jump up and down on it every day, 10, 15 minutes, and your lymphatic system will be handling a lot of the toxins that you are eating, that you've been exposed to. So Radiation X is really terrific. And so the other thing we have to look at is the chemotherapy. Many people have had chemotherapy when they have cancer. And so what we want to do is understand that can be successful, and many times it's not. But the fear that you feel when you're having that done is going to be unhealthy for you. That could make everything worse. So you might want to check out the neuroemotional remedies and do a free survey on my website, wellnesscenter.net. You can get the neuroemotional survey, and it's free. You just click on it. It's under self-tests at the top of the Wellness Center page. Click on it. You'll see neuroemotional survey. Fill it out. You can't fail this test. This test is just to tell you what emotions are important to deal with now, because you provide the answers, then you will know the solution and what to do for it. I love empowering people. I want to help you. And the self-tests that are on the wellnesscenter.net for not only your emotions, but also your hormones, to see how, if you have estrogen or progesterone toxicity or deficiency, or if one of your symptoms could be related to your hormones. And it's a free self-test. You fill it out, you submit, and you will get an answer to help you make a decision as to what to do. So we have solutions for so many things. Another great test that people really love on my website under self-tests is the gallbladder and digestive tests. So many people say, I failed the test, but I realized what my symptoms are related to, and then I fixed it. That feels really good to me because I know that we're connecting. I know that I have an opportunity to help you, and you have an opportunity to take the information and use it. So we have other self-tests there, one for parasites, and we have a number of different ones. You want to check it out. So that's wellnesscenter.net. At the top index bar, click on self-tests. Okay, so the other thing we have for you that is awesome on our website is our free membership. We have where it says members, you click there and you learn about our membership. That membership gives you an opportunity to be educated about your body, about your health, and what to do. It offers you protocols that you can use because they are simple and they are what doctors that I train use, and they are simple for patients to follow. And you will learn about conditions and what causes them, and then you will learn natural solutions that do not have any toxicity and have no side effects and are organic or homeopathic. So I would become a member today, and if you do that, you will be able to email me. And if you want to email me 3 times a week, 4 times a week, doesn't bother me. I love it. And you email me a simple question and I can get back with you and give you a suggestion. And the suggestion might be to work on your emotions. The suggestion might be to help you and to try a certain diet, or I might help you by recommending that you try a cleanse. Cleansing is the foundation of healing. Cleansing is the foundation of healing. Humor is also a foundation of healing. So there's many things we need to look at is what is important in healing and what is easy to do, and what do we start with? Change your mind, change your belief systems, love yourself, and do a cleanse, all simultaneously, right? And the cleanse is a lot easier than those other things. Those other things can be helped with the neuroemotional remedies. So working with your belief system, working with your thoughts that are negative, your fears, which only feed the disease. You can learn about this in my book called Transform Your Emotional DNA, and also Revitalize Your Hormones. So there's 2 books that you might want to look at. And then if you decide, okay, I want to work on fear, then you get the neuroemotional remedy number 4. That is for fear. Fear affects the kidneys. A lot of people have kidney stones. Why do some people have kidney stones and others don't? One of the reasons is the fear, according to the 5 elements of Chinese medicine, affect the kidneys. They cause the kidneys to dysfunction. Part of that dysfunction may be making stones, creating stones. The other thing that can make stones, if we're talking about stones right now, is calcium. If you take calcium supplements that are not ionic, then it can form, you don't digest all of it. A lot of it is eliminated and it gets stuck in the kidneys and it forms as stones. So we have to be very aware of what we're eating and what we're thinking. And that is the most important thing that I can share with you. What we're eating, what you're eating, and what you're thinking. Now, a lot of people, and I know health providers who tell their patients to eat organic and tell their patients all these good things, but they don't do it themselves. And they say, oh, those are for my patients. They need it. I got to tell you something. Everybody needs it. Everybody needs to work with organic foods, to learn to heal themselves, to empower themselves to make a change in their life. And when you do that, you can help your family. You can share the information with people. You know, sometimes you go to the grocery store and you see somebody, Daryl, you're sitting at a counter, right? Or you're sitting at a counter. I'm thinking about, I was at Whole Foods and there was a counter and I ordered an organic salad, and the gal there I could see was just very depressed. And I just said to her, how are you today? And she started nearly crying. And I said, you know, every day is different. Do you know? Tomorrow you could wake up and have a chance to do it all over again.
Well, the thing about you asking the question is you actually care and you would stay to hear the answer. Most people ask that question automatically, and if the answer doesn't come back, yeah, I'm okay, or thanks, or everything's good, people won't stay to hear your troubles if you're ready to explain what's really going on in your life. But you would.
Well, yeah, because, I would. And I think a lot of people would. I think that sometimes people are so busy that they don't take the time to help other people, or just make a simple statement like, you look great today. Did you know you look great today? That's a great shirt. How are you doing today? And the people you don't know, you know. So I have a little technique that I have in my book called the bliss exercise. I'm sure you like bliss, but there's many ways to get it, right?
Bliss is good.
Yeah, bliss is a good thing. And there's many ways to get bliss. And, you know, one of them is to do the bliss exercise. It's simple. Anybody can do it. You don't need to speak English. You just need to have somebody translate a couple of sentences for you. And you do this every day, and it stops the thoughts. The mind gets totally still. It might take 10 minutes. It might take 5 minutes. Seldom does it take more than 15 minutes unless you stop doing it. Then you have to start all over. But it takes 5-10 minutes. And what happens is your awareness is very focused, and you become more in your heart and less in your head. And I think that's good for everybody once in a while, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. You're a guy that's in your heart a lot. I can see that.
That's true.
You were up on the chair fixing the fan because it was blowing on the ceiling because it was blowing on my hair.
But I wanted to make sure you stayed cool at the same time.
Oh, see. Yeah. So that is really, you know, take the time to connect with people. It's an important thing that we do. Some people have a life and they're very lonely, and maybe they have a job and they have a job serving people like a waitress or a cashier, but they don't have any in doing those jobs, there's oftentimes very little satisfaction that you get because you don't have a conversation with people. And sometimes people are grouchy and don't even notice that you're there. They just put the card in, put the chip in, sign the thing. And there's a human being there. So my feeling, what I do is what I like to do. And in Whole Foods or other stores, there's so many people that do ask you how you are. But I always say to try to connect with people in some way.
Especially if they're asking sincerely. I mean, there are people that just answer automatically and don't
even listen to your results, right?
If you do start to answer, they go,
yeah, it's too much. Can't handle that. So what we do here on Natural Health Radio is give you tools to empower you. One of the ways to empower you is to use some self-help tools, tips that are in the Transform Your Emotional DNA. I used to do a yoga show on television, and unfortunately, I named it Terry's Tips.
And
unfortunately.
Terry would be short for Teresa.
Yeah, Terry's Tips. And a lot of people started laughing when I said that, not realizing what could be said there. But it was a very, very cute little yoga show, and I did that on TV. And it was a half hour a day. It was in San Antonio and Austin. But anyway, what we want to do is look at life in a positive way. Do not accept when you are not feeling well and you go to a health provider and they say you have this disease, which is only a label, by the way. And I'm sorry, Daryl, that's my cell phone.
Not a problem. You're a popular person.
Okay. So we need to have an answer. We need to have an answer. And that answer is listen, make notes, and get 3 or 4 opinions on it. And don't forget to make one of those opinions with a person in natural medicine, natural health. And that could be a clinical nutritionist. It could be a naturopathic doctor, like myself. It could be a chiropractor, could be a osteopath, could be so many different kinds of people. And don't forget that the answer should always start with cleansing to remove the toxins, and then you'll see how much better you feel. And that could be the only problem, is what you're eating and your diet and your thinking, your thoughts, your emotions, and your relationships. So many times when I'll be connecting with people on the phone or in public, they'll say, well, I know what the stress is from. It's my husband. It's all his fault. Okay. So, that's a common thing, or it's my boyfriend, or it's my kids, or it's somebody else. And there is something within you. If you think that it's them, then there's something within you that needs to be changed. You have to find ways to make things happen and make things change. And tools are the best way to do that. Now, Transform Your Emotional DNA is a great book. It's a self-help book. It has tools, and you can do them, and you'll love them because it's easy and it works. Yeah. So many people also, when I am at events, will ask me, my doctor put me on hormones. My doctor put me on bioidentical hormones or synthetic hormones, which both have side effects. Now, many women have been told that bioidentical hormones are natural and they have no side effects. Well, I'm here to tell you there's absolutely no truth to that. I have evaluated over 20,000 before and after saliva tests, third party from my doctors, over 20,000. I stopped counting in 2008. And I will tell you that every single woman or man who was put on bioidentical hormones had the same symptoms as if they were put on the traditional synthetic hormones. Once you compound a natural substance, it becomes a different molecular, it has a different molecular signature. So it becomes synthetic. It's not the same. You compound it, it becomes synthetic. So I started doing a lot of research on that. Naturally, I was finding all of these people who were doing bioidentical hormones to come back just as toxic. And some of them would call and say, and the doctors would call and say, this patient has cancer, yet they're on bioidentical hormones. Every person who is on bioidentical hormones can be subject to cancer. Okay? It is not natural. Even the stuff you buy in the health food store, you have to be careful, because if you do too much of this stuff, then it builds up in your body. And then your circadian rhythm, you have a miracle happening in your body. It's called your circadian rhythm. Almost every hour or different times of the day and night, hormones are created, different hormones at different times of the day and night. Your body is supposed to make your own hormones. And when you start using hormones, then your body gets confused. It was like your body knows, the innate intelligence of your body understands that your body is supposed to make its own hormones. And when you start taking hormones, the circadian rhythm gets confused, changes, and eventually shuts down the production of hormones. Not all hormones, maybe one hormone, whatever. It will shut down the production of whatever hormone you're using. Okay? I have seen that in every single case. That causes the cortisol levels either to go very low and get depressed or be very elevated. You don't want your cortisol levels elevated. And I have invented the 5-element saliva test. That means I use the 5 elements of Chinese medicine in testing the saliva through a licensed lab. And so I developed this so that I could see the times according to the body clock that you give a specimen, so that when you give a specimen and spit into a tube at 8 a.m., I know if that's off, that's your stomach time. And if that's out of balance, and I know you have a digestive problem, you have a gut problem, you have something in the gut that's not right, and the emotion related to that is disgust and despair. Now, if people are very depressed and oftentimes even suicidal, that stomach time will be out of balance. And that's how I know it's accurate. I have tested this in so many different ways for accuracy that I can tell you that we have great success with helping people using natural homeopathic medicines to balance hormones. It works when you don't need it. You cannot become toxic in it, because if you take it too much, it just won't work. It takes it, when you take it, it works until the time that your body's balanced, and then it doesn't work anymore. You cannot become toxic. It cannot hurt you. It cannot mess up your circadian rhythm. You want your circadian rhythm regulated, because when your cortisols go high or low, that affects your blood sugar. That affects your blood pressure. It also can affect the heart, the adrenal glands, and so many different things. There is also a liver testing time that I invented the reference ranges for that, and so we do that. And most labs do not, and I don't know of any lab other than my test that I created that does the liver testing time. Probably the most important test to do, because your liver helps with conjugating hormones. So to not test the liver time, I just don't understand it personally, because that is involved, your liver is involved with hormones so much. It's part of your endocrine system, you see. And your liver is related to anger and frustration and rage. So when you have a lot of that in your life, and many people do at different times, it's normal. You're a human being. You can just say, when you're angry, I'm angry, and oftentimes people hide it. They stuff it. And what happens is the liver starts not functioning and doing all the things it's supposed to do as good as it used to do. And then your enzymes can get elevated, okay? And that can be from emotions. It can be from so many different things, including taking too much hormones. That can cause the liver to go completely out of balance. So for women and for men that are using hormone replacement of any kind, my feeling, my opinion, from almost 40 years of practice, and since the year 2019 years of working with the saliva testing that I developed, I can tell you that it's not good, and I don't recommend it. I recommend cleansing, balancing your body, healing your adrenal glands, working on your emotions, having more fun in your life. Humor is a lot, and you can heal yourself by watching funny movies, Okay, by what, what's funny to you? I mean, for me, it's Big Bang Theory. I mean, it always gets me laughing. It never fails. Some other people, they watch Three Stooges. I love Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. That is a scream for me, but not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you find funny movies. If you don't have a lot of humor in your life, if you're very depressed, as oftentimes people are when they're dealing with an illness, okay, because they are fearful and depressed and they're trying not to be and they don't want to be and they want to know how to change it. Well, watching funny movies is one way. Now, if you feel depressed, there's a simple B3 vitamin that is going to help you feel less depressed, okay? It's called niacinamide. I make it. You can buy it in health food stores, but the one I make is organic. It's not from China. It's in veggie caps, and it has no magnesium stearate. So it's non-toxic. And niacinamide, you take that with meals, like one or two of them. I mean, everybody's different. I don't know exactly what you need. Depends on the situation, but if you took one with meals, it would be good for you. You could take more, and probably by the end of the day doing that, you would feel less depressed, and if you took the perfect amount for you, you would feel not depressed. Okay, so it works pretty quick, and it's a simple thing, B3, niacinamide. Okay, so the other thing that really helps depression is working on your stomach meridian, which is related to depression and despair. You would use the neuroemotional remedy number 10, and that would help release the repressed despair and depression. Maybe it's not so depressed, but maybe you've had it for a long time. Maybe it's chronic. Maybe it's acute, where it just happened and you just found out something that really depressed you. You don't have to live with that. Okay, you can deal with it, process it, take the neuroemotional remedy number 10. Okay, it's good for adults, children, and pets. So we want to also share with you that we had questions about somebody. Let's see, we have someone on the line right now who said, have we ever helped people, or do I know anything about scleroderma? Thank you for that question. I'm glad that I decided to have you ask me questions. It's very easy for me to read. As scleroderma, you have to find the cause of every condition. So not every case of scleroderma would have the same cause. This is why I hate labels. I hate labels, because they don't mean anything. To say that you have something, Daryl, or when you or your friends or whatever say that they have a disease, that is a label. There is not the same cause for scleroderma, cancer, or any other health condition. You have to find the cause. Now, for scleroderma, could be parasites, could be a cause, could be some kind of a virus or a bacteria that's stuck in the body that has been there for a long time, could be candida, could be that the mercury fillings in the mouth, which definitely cause candida, and mercury does cause serious skin disease, serious. So I would look at dental mercury, I would look at any toxicity from glyphosate or Roundup, and I have a remedy on my website to detoxify that. I would look at parasites. I would do testing to see around those areas. Thyroid could be involved. Okay, mercury is always involved if a person has mercury fillings. So I don't know. The person is, I believe, Melissa, who is or Misty is asking me this. But you might want to look at those things. Another question that we have is, what can be done about, what's the best way that I recommend for cancer to help yourself if you have cancer? Well, you know all of the normal ways that what's done. And I would say that this word has a lot of charge on it. And I would say there's another C word that you need to do in order to help your cancer. and help the cancer. And that would be change. That C word of change is the most resisted thing with people. Okay, change. So you need to change the way you're doing things, the way you're thinking. Okay, and you need to empower yourself so that you get several opinions. Look at the holistic model. You're going to spend a lot of time doing this. You could always go into the members area and you can look at a variety of research there, from looking at emotions to diet to vaccines to dental, like root canals, have been shown, proven to be a component or the cause of cancer in many cases, as well as mercury, as well as glyphosate in Roundup has been proven to cause cancer. So there are many different things. You have to be the detective for your body. Get information. A good place to do that is in our membership area, and interview people, health providers, to find out different things. Now, I know a lot of people who have had success from doing immunotherapy. IMMUNOTHERAPY, immunotherapy. It's when they take blood, they ozonate the blood, they put it in a machine, and then they do an IV and they put it back into your body. Ozone kills all viruses, HIV, cancer, Ebola, all viruses. And I know people who have had phenomenal success doing immunotherapy. Now, normally they have to go to Mexico or Germany to get it. Okay? Now, some hospitals in the United States are starting to do it. That's an amazing thing, because the success is what I want for you. And I would say ozonation is a very positive. There's no side effects. Nothing can go wrong, okay? It's just killing the viruses in your blood, bacteria in your blood, and then giving it back to you like a vaccine, immunotherapy from your own blood. I think it's been done for many, 25, 30 years. I know of doctors that have been doing that long, and it used to be illegal, and now they're starting to do it. So immunotherapy is a very positive thing for cancer. You have to look at your emotions. You have to look at your dental, because when you do immunotherapy, whatever the cause that's creating it, that picture, that imprint is in the blood, okay? And when it kills the viruses, you want to find out what's causing that in your body so you don't have to keep doing it for the rest of your life, right? You want to find out what's causing it. So the other thing, let's see. Here we have someone on the line right now that is asking about weight loss. Well, that's a great question. A lot of people gain weight because of stress, because their adrenal glands, they just stuff their stress. The adrenal glands are affected, and then they gain weight. It's very difficult to take it off. Now, one thing you need to know is that the thyroid and the adrenal glands work together. They're partners, okay? They're in the same axis, AXIS. An axis means they work together. When your thyroid's out of balance, your adrenal's out of balance. When your adrenal glands are out of balance, your thyroid's out of balance. Most doctors don't do testing for adrenals and thyroid at the same time, yet that's the way to do it. So that means you'd have to do a saliva test for most accurate for adrenals, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And then you also need to do a blood test for thyroid so that you can test the free T3, free T4, thyroid peroxidase, and the thyroid stimulating hormone, which is TSH. So that's free T3, free T4, thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH, and thyroid peroxidase, that they abbreviated as TPO. Those are antibodies to see if you have Hashimoto's disease. It's all curable. It's all numbers. It depends on what's causing it. So we need to always look at the cause of these things and understand that if you have a thyroid problem, you also have to work on your adrenal glands. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this show was to get your questions so that I can help you. And one of the things about my life is that I do exactly what I'm telling you to do. That's the interesting thing, is that I believe so much that what you eat, what you think, and what your activities are key in helping your body to heal. Exercise, meditation, mind, body, spirit healing. I believe in it. I see it every day. I want you to start working on miracles every day, having miracles happen in your life every day. So that means that you need to do the bliss exercise every day, okay, because that stops the mind and gives a break. And then things will be much easier in your life if you do that. And then engage in some kind of a meditation. I use different types of meditation. One of them is transcendental meditation, TM. And I also have a lot of introspection, not too much, but I read a lot. And then it's very important to put your attention outside of yourself. Okay, so what that means is that when you're inside of yourself, totally focused on your issues night and day, you're not going to feel good, okay? But when you're outside of yourself and focused on other people, on the world, on helping other people, then you feel better. Actually, you can get rid of pain that way by taking your attention off of yourself. Most people, when they have an issue with health, they can be negative, and that is going inside of yourself. If you just know everything is perfect and you go outside of yourself, and you can do an exercise to do that. It's called the bliss exercise. Get your attention off of yourself so that you can help other people and you can have more fun in life. So I believe in engaging in a lot of laughter, great food, working and helping your emotions. Don't spend too much time inside of yourself thinking of what went wrong. So you will have certain times of the day where you can look at what you did and what you can do better. What can you do better? So bring it to a positive. What can you change? And there's that C word. What can you change to make your life better? We definitely can help you with that. We can help you with that and keep you going in a positive direction. So I can't see you. I'm not on Facebook Live anymore, but I just want to say that I really enjoy doing this show. One of the emails I got this week from you is about how do you become a healthcare provider? How do you become so that you can help other people? Now, Daryl is messing around with the computer right here, so to get us back on Facebook Live, but I want to work with you to help you if you have a feeling. If some people say, I've always wanted to be a health provider. So how can I do that? I want you to go to the California College of Natural Medicine and take a look at our positive programs that we have that's online so that people from anywhere in the United States or possibly other countries like Canada or certain countries that we work with, like Australia, have taken these trainings in clinical nutritionists, homeopathic medical practitioner. You can become a naturopathic practitioner so that you too can get on a radio show and help each other. That is the most important thing. We are back here on Facebook Live. Thank you, Daryl. Let's just look at some of the events that I'm having in the near future. Our first event, which is coming up in March, is called the Neuroendocrine and Anti-Aging Regulation Training. That is a training for health providers only. And we have that coming up in March, and that is going to be in Irvine, California. And that class is amazing. We have 2 modules. We have one module with all the protocols on audio and PowerPoints. The second module is hands-on, learning to test the cause of the disease. So we have hand modes, body modes. We have all kinds of things that doctors learn to be able to help you to find the absolute cause or causes, okay, that exacerbated disease or that can be a cause of the disease. We also work with emotions and so many different things. So if you're a health provider and you would like to learn more about offering saliva testing and like to learn how to evaluate it, if you would like to have more experience in homeopathy, if you would like to know more about various protocols for healing people totally naturally with no side effects, if you'd like to be an expert in diet, what you do is you go to the Neuroendocrine and Anti-Aging Regulation tab and the link on traditionalnaturopathy.com or on California College of Natural Medicine, and that's cconm.com or traditionalnaturopathy.com. We are having a new website very soon, but right now we go there today. You'll go to school catalog and you'll see that training for health providers only. Now we have trainings for lay people, the general public, who have already healed themselves. Many people have healed themselves of so many things. You never hear about that on CNN. You never hear about that on the news. You never hear segments, like I want to introduce Daryl, the insane Daryl Wayne, who has healed himself of a disease. You never hear that. Wouldn't that be a great thing? You would have positive news instead of negative news, right? So many people have healed themselves. Then they decide, okay, well, I can do this pretty good, so maybe I can help other people. Maybe I should go to school and learn how to be a clinical nutritionist or a homeopathic medical practitioner. And I feel that that's what you want to do. If that's what's in your heart, do it. And you can do it online. Some classes are online and some are residential. The NEAR training is for neuroendocrine and anti-aging regulation training is in Irvine, California. That is for health providers, clinical nutrition, homeopathic medical practitioner, is for the general public. It will change your life because you'll learn about how to help just about every condition, and then how to help other people. And when you graduate, you'll have a certificate that allows you to open up a practice in the state of California and any other state that has reciprocal laws. So we have to know that if you want to help other people, there's many ways to do it. A kind word every day, an empowering thought every day. When you go out, just different things you can do to help people. It makes you feel great inside when you do that as well, right? So one other question that we have another 5 minutes left. I want to share with you something so important that we hear about every day. A lot of people feel today that when they go to the doctor, that they immediately pull out a prescription pad and write the prescription. They listen to the symptoms, they go to their iPad, put in the symptoms, and the iPad comes out with the prescription drug that the person needs to take. I want to tell you that it's not that easy. I want to tell you that that's not the answer. Those symptoms are not related to a drug. They are related to you as a human being and your experiences that you've had in life. They are related to what you do in life or what you don't do in life, your thoughts, your beliefs, your diet, your feelings, and your relationships. So what you need is not 5 minutes with a person on an iPad. What you need is an hour to an hour and a half with a person who's going to listen to you, who is going to listen to you and find the cause of the problem. For the first visit, sometimes it can take an hour, less than that, or an hour and a half. It just depends on the profession that you go to, the professional that you go to. So we know that having a diagnosis from a computer on your iPad is not the way to go. And that really makes me sick. I have to tell you that that is a disservice to humanity. It's like saying that you are nothing more than these symptoms. Those symptoms are your symptoms right now. But you know what? They can change in a week. If you do cleansing, they can change in a very, very small period of time. If someone can really know more about your background, if a person is listening to what you feel, not just writing down symptoms. So I want you to think about that, and I want you to be very, very careful with who you go to. I think an important point for you to remember is that you know your body better than anyone. And your body is just not a bunch of symptoms. You have a lot of good things going on too. So the good things need to be looked at as well as the symptomology. And then a protocol needs to be designed just for you that includes diet, nutrition, homeopathy, whatever you need to help yourself that's natural, including hormone rejuvenation. There's homeopathic medicine for that works, that's proven to work for over 200 years. So go with the things that are proven and that do not have side effects. We are almost out of time. I want to thank you so much today for being with me. And I look forward to next week when we are going to have some amazing new information for you, just like we did today. So many blessings to you, and we will talk with you on Natural Health Radio. And I want to hear from you. So come in, have a question ready, and give it to me on Facebook. Many blessings. Bye-bye for now.